Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In previous session, in the previous session, we had started with the Treeview project and I told that there'll be 4 sessions for completing this particular project. In the first session, we saw about the layout. So we had a tree view and we added buttons, 4 buttons, one for adding a record, one for deleting a record, one for displaying the record, and one for updating the record. So now when I run my previous session's code, I get my screen like this, in which we had added the tree view. It had got some records and 4 buttons were there: add record, delete record, display record, and update record. And in today's session, let's add the functionality for the add record. That is, when we click on the add record button, it should give a pop-up screen, a different screen in which the details will be there. We can add the details and save it, submit it, so the record gets added into the tree view. So this functionality, let's see in this particular session. So for this, we had added the add button. So let me give a command for it. So command equal to add. I'm calling the add function. Now let us add the add function by saying def add. And now for creating a different screen, we have to use the top level widget in Tkinter. So window for add is win add. It's a variable equal to top level. So this is the widget which we will be using, and I'm placing it in my main window. Win add dot title. The title for this screen would be equal to add record. We have already seen the top level widget in our previous sessions. So if you want to know more details on the top level widget, you can see my video on the top level widget. And now win add dot geometry. I'm giving it equal to 50 by 50 pixels. And now in this we have to add labels and entry widget. Labels for displaying the text and entry widget to add the details by the user. So let me add my label 1 equal to label, place it in the window win add, text equal to employee ID. And now let me place it on the screen by saying label1 dot place x equal to 20 and y also is equal to 20. Now let's add an entry box for the employee ID. So let me call it as entry1 equal to entry, place it in win add window, place it in the win add window. Now let me place my entry widget by saying entry1 dot place x equal to 150, y equal to 20. So now let's just run the code and see. So this is my main screen. Now if I click on add record, it will pop out the top level widget. A top level screen gets popped out and it has got a label called employee ID and an entry box wherein user can add the details for employee ID. So we have got this label widget and an entry widget. Similarly, we have to add widgets for employee name, department and salary. So now let's quickly add those details. So since we have to have another 3 pairs of labels and entry widgets, let's copy this. So first one we called it as label 1 and entry 1. So for the second one, let's call it as label 2, and the text is employee name. I'm placing at x equal to 20 and y is equal to 60. So this you can adjust as per your requirement in which position of x and y coordinates you want to place the label widget or entry widget. You can, by trial and error method, you can add the numbers. Then I'm having my entry 2, which is placed at x equal to 150 and y is 60. Then I'm having my label 3, which is called department, which is called department. Let it be placed at x equal to 20 and y equal to 100. Similarly, I'm having my entry 3, which is the entry box for the department. It is at x equal to 150 and y equal to 100. Lastly, I'm having my label widget for salary, which is label 4. So text is equal to salary. It's x equal to 20 and y is equal to 140. Similarly, entry box for salary, x equal to 150 and y is equal to 140. So now let's run the code and see how it looks. So this is my main screen. When I click on the add record, the top level screen appears, and employee ID, we have the label and the entry box for it, employee name label and an entry box for employee name, department and a label entry box for department, salary and the entry box for salary. Now user can add the details, whatever he wants to insert in the tree view, he can add those details, and once when he clicks on the submit button, it should get added on to the tree view. So now let's see. Now let's add a submit button. So now let's add the submit button. Let me call it as submit 1 equal to button widget. Place it in win add, text equal to submit, command equal to submit 1. Now let's place it onto the screen by saying submit 1 dot place x equal to 100 and y is equal to 200. So I've added the submit button. Now when user clicks on the submit button, it calls the function submit1. So let's define it. So def submit1 is the function. Now here we have to fetch whatever details are there entered by the user in the entry box. We have to fetch those details and add it into a Treeview widget. So how do we fetch those details? So employee ID equal to entry1 dot get. So it gets the details written in the entry 1 widget. So it will be captured in EID. It will be in the text string format. So let's type convert it into int. MID equal to int EID. Now let's fetch the employee name. Ename equal to entry2 dot get. Department department equal to entry3 dot get. So I'm getting the details into these variables, that is EID, ename, department, and salary sal equal to entry4 dot get. And now EMP SAL, employee salary, is equal to int of whatever details are there in ESAL. So ESAL will be basically in the string format. We are converting it into int before adding the record into the tree view. So friends, this is very important. Entry1.get is the employee ID which user enters on the screen. So that will be captured in EID. Int of EID will convert it into integer format. So empid will be having the employee ID in the integer format. Ename, department will already be in string and we want it in the string format. So we are not type converting it. And then salary also comes in the string format. So we are type converting it into int. So we have captured all the details in the individual variables. Now let's add the details into the tree view. Tree.insert parent record. So we have to give it as blank, place it at the end, and values. What are the values which we are going to insert? It is EMPID, the type converted one, ename, department, and EMP-SAL. Ename, department, and EMP-SAL. So these are the details which we are adding into our tree view. So after adding these details, next what are we supposed to do? We have to give the main event loop for the top level window. So win add dot main loop. So after adding this, our program is complete for the add functionality. Now let's execute it and see. So I got my main screen. I'll click on add record. So a top level screen appears, but here the button is not there. Text it should be in. Okay. Now let's run and see. Now click on the add record. A top level window occurs. Now I can enter my details. I'll enter ID as 200, name as Sam, department as IT, salary as 90,000. And now if I submit it, let me minimize it. Sorry, let me just resize my window. So now when I say submit, the record gets added into my tree view. So let me submit it. So the record has been added 200 Sam IT and then 90,000 has been added into my tree view. So now let's close the window, and if I want to add one more record, sorry, let me close it. Let me close this also. Now if I want to add one more record, I'll maximize it. I'll add 250. Kiran, finance department, salary is 80,000. Now if I say submit, the record would have been submitted into a tree view. So 250, Kiran, finance, 80,000 has been added into a tree view. So hope so friends, you were able to understand the add functionality. When we click on the add button, I'll explain with the help of the program. When we click on the add button, the add function gets called. Here I am creating a new window called WinAdd, which is a top level window. I'm giving title called add record and geometry is 50 pixel by 50 pixel. Within this new window, I'm placing my labels and entry widgets for all the four details, that is employee ID, employee name, department, and then salary. So user enters the data in the entry widget and he clicks on the submit button. So this is the submit button. So when user clicks on the submit button, it calls the submit function, submit one function, and I get all the details entered by the user in the entry widgets in individual variables. And these variables, I'll use it in the values called tuple, the tuple which contains the details. I'm adding it into the values parameter and inserting the record into my tree view. So hope so friends, uh, you were able to understand. In the previous session we saw the layout, and in this session we have seen the add functionality. In the next coming session, let's look into the delete functionality and display functionality. So uh, please stay tuned to my channel, and if you have any doubts, please do reach to me in the comment section. If you like my videos, click on the like button and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.